Hello, everyone. My name is Thomas Smith. I'm the head of business development at Netcapital. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce Steve, founder and CEO of BN Nano. Steve, I know we've worked together
Sure.
over the last couple of years and specifically in the last few months on this raise. So my absolute pleasure to welcome you in here. Why don't you get on in and tell everyone about the great work that you and the team at BN Nano are doing.
I appreciate that. And thank you very much. And good afternoon, everybody. I'm excited to talk to you guys today to give you, a little bit of a story about where we started and where we are today. And when we began BN Nano, our goal was to bring nanotechnology, the promise of nanotechnology to our everyday lives, not next year, not 10 years down the road, but today or tomorrow. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to pull it from the laboratory and push it into the factories as soon as possible, because that's something that's really been, it's not been a part of nanotech. We haven't accomplished that really to date. And the first step that we took was to fully commercialize our core materials technology. And what we make is a unique form of a boron nitride nanotube. We branded it the nanobarb. It is unique. It is patented. It is exclusively ours. It is something that we completely developed all in-house. And we're quite proud of that. And when we developed this technology, we not only focused on the material itself, but on the business. We wanted to make sure we could produce something at a low cost. We wanted to be sure we could produce it in high volumes. And we wanted to make it easy to use, because fundamentally what you do with a material like ours is you add it to other things to make them stronger, to make them better, to give them more value. So it's got to be easy to use. And that's been a challenge that has plagued nanotechnology for a long time. I'm happy to say over the years, we've been very successful at that. We have fully commercialized this material. We sell it around the world. We have world-class customers. We sell to people like the Navy. We sell to NASA. We sell to organizations around the world. We have representation in Europe. We have representation in Asia to help us sell it, to help us get it out of the laboratory and into the factory. But while we have been successful in making a material that's easier to use and is more cost-effective, you still have to be a nanoscientist or a nanoengineer to really understand or to get the full benefits from this material. So commercializing it was step one. It was our first step. It was the development of this core materials technology, our platform, if you will, to springboard and launch into other products that can address other markets more easily. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to produce a new line of products that we could just hand to our customers and would essentially be a drop-in replacement for what they're doing today, something that wouldn't require that nano expertise. And we started with metals and polymers. So what we've done with in the metal space is we work with aluminum, right? We have developed what we call an aluminum master alloy. This is a powdered aluminum that is added to molten aluminum during the alloying process to create enhanced alloys. And what we've been able to demonstrate is we've been able to almost double the strength of different alloys, effectively helps improve the mechanical properties of any alloy that we add it to. But it still does require a metallurgical expert. So we did produce something that metallurgists can use as a drop-in replacement, but it didn't fully reach that goal of getting it out of the laboratory and into the factories as soon as possible. So we also have the work that we've done in polymers. And what we do in polymers is in our factory in Burlington, North Carolina, where we do everything, we compound our materials into common polymers like nylon and polycarbonate, and we turn them into engineering grade materials. These are materials that are being used for things like space and aerospace and automotive and defense. And we have these in two forms. The first form is a pellet that's used for injection molding, and the second is a filament that's used for 3D printing. And these have proven to be drop-in replacements. When our customers like True Velocity, who takes our material and does injection molding, when they take our product that we send them, they use it exactly like they've done everything else. So they don't have to have any nano expertise. When our partners in the 3D space, like Inosec out of New York, print with our filaments, they don't have to do anything different. In fact, they've told us that it actually works better. It's a little bit easier to use. It enables the ability to use an engineering grade material almost on a hobbyist level 3D printer. So it's a really exciting way to grow and expand these markets. So this has been something that's been really exciting for us. We released these products Q3 of last year, and we've had a lot of success. We've had a lot of great feedback, and we are also very close to making some announcements on strategic partnerships to improve our capabilities and capacities to further grow this side of the business. So we expanded our markets. We're able to get things into our customers' hands faster. We're pulling from the laboratory into the factory, but we didn't want to stop there either. What we wanted to do is go back to what we fundamentally believe, and that is we can change the world with material science. And we've been confronted with an opportunity where we truly can change the world. And this is taking us up another level beyond the drop-in replacements, but to the system level. And what we're doing is we're cleaning water, believe it or not. Our material has been proven. We've done it ourselves, where there's been some government agencies that have proven it, and some academic institutions have shown that boron nitride nanotubes, and specifically the boron nitride nanobarbs that we produce, can remove forever chemicals from water. You may not know what forever chemicals are. If you don't, do a quick Google search. I think you'll be amazed, surprised, and maybe a little bit frightened at how prevalent they are. They're around the world. They're very hard to get rid of. Very, very small amounts have been determined to be hazardous to humans by the EPA and by other organizations. But what we're doing is we are creating a next generation of materials by using our core technology of the nanobarb and integrating them into things for filters and for membranes and for media to remove these materials. And we're really excited to announce we've taken this opportunity so seriously, and it's so large, and it's just the right thing to do, that we formed a new group. It's called Invicta Water. And today we're publicly stating that we formed this organization and part of BN Nano, to where we're going to be focused on developing these systems to help improve water supplies around the world. It's hard to imagine something that can change the world and as important as that. And as we've gone through this journey, to kind of give you an idea of where we started to where we are now, this has always been grounded really in three things. It's been grounded in what we know, what we think, and what we believe. And what we know is we know our material works. We know that it does phenomenal things. It improves everything that we put it in. We have feedback from customers across many markets to support that. We know we have a patent, so it's ours. It's protected. It's unique. We're the only ones that can make it. We know we can make it in very high volumes at very low cost. And we know we have world-class customers, so we're very excited about where we're going. What we think as we continue to move above that core technology and we develop these new products, that it will be integrated faster. We will be able to pull it out of the laboratory into the factories at accelerated rates. And as we share more results and as our customers talk about what they're doing, we're very hopeful that we can grow exponentially over the next few years. And then what we believe exactly what we did when we started the company, but with even more confidence. We believe we can truly change the world through material science and through the products that we're developing and selling here at BN Nano. Thank you.
Steve, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And personally, it's been great to see what the company's been able to accomplish over the past couple of years and, year over year, just, some of the milestones that you're hitting. We've had a number of questions come in, and I want to take the first one. Steve, it looks like this person went to the offering page and then your target markets, the nanomaterials, the additive manufacturing, and the lightweighting.
Yes.
The question is, with those target markets, are you putting one in front of the other, or have you made progress? Two-part question. Progress with one over the other two? Are you going at them side by side? And then secondarily, personally, what are you most excited about with those markets?
So we've made progress in all the areas first. So with the powder. So the powder, again, is our core technology. The powder that we use goes in many, many different markets. So why we call it raw materials is just because there's too many to list. It can be used for space. It can be used for aerospace. It can be used for additive. It can be used for automotive, a number of different things. So we sell the powder ourselves, and we also have representation around the world. For the last 3 years, we've been able to double our sales year over year of the powder itself. So that is something that we're excited by. It's a multi-billion-dollar business on its own, but it's just the foundation. And what really excites us as we go up higher. So the filaments for additive manufacturing and the polymers for injection molding is where we see a lot of growth. Those are areas where we can hand a reel of filament to anyone that knows how to 3D print in the world, and they can immediately produce engineering grade parts. And that's really exciting. And that is not only going up and getting something in their hands, but it also gets us up the value chain a little bit higher. So we're not just getting the revenues from the powder itself, but for the whole entire product. So that we have a lot of excitement. The aluminum is incredibly exciting and important to us too. That's a little bit more complex, so it's going to take a bit more time to fully get that out of the lab and into the factory, if you will. But imagine what you could do with a spacecraft that weighed half as much. SpaceX used a lot of aluminum. What if they could use the enhanced aluminum and lighten their loads, so to speak? What if you could produce armor out of aluminum instead of steel? Imagine what you could do there. So those two areas are really exciting. But for me personally, what really excites me more than anything else is the opportunity that we have to provide clean water to everyone around the world. The forever chemicals problem is large, and there is not a solution. And the material that we make has been able to demonstrate it. We can remove it, we can remediate it from water, and we can help destroy it. And to me, the market opportunity there is immense, but it's also the right thing to do. To be able to say you had a hand in cleaning water and providing clean water for people around the world, to me, I think is more exciting than anything else.
Yeah, it's extraordinary, Steve. And then two, when you were talking about just the opportunities in space, and I know Tim's going to get in here next, but Chris asked a question that has your company done anything with carbon fiber alloys for potentially lighter construction materials that could potentially be paired with other companies like Orbital Assembly and accelerating their commercialization to space?
So yeah, we have collaborated with a number of different companies in lots of different materials. So different polymers, different carbon fiber composites, certainly, and different metals. One of the interesting things is our material as a nanomaterial, when you add it to other things, you enhance their properties. So it can become stronger, it can become tougher. But because our material also contains boron, boron absorbs neutron radiation at a very high level. So you could incorporate that into structures, textiles, electronics. So you may not only improve the mechanical properties and additionally the thermal properties of these materials, but you can also come up with a solution for some of the challenging radiation problems that we're faced with. So the short answer is yes. The long answer is a lot of these applications are very specific. So they do require a bit of development and partnerships.
Yep. No, I think Steve, people can understand that this isn't just like snapping your fingers. It's going to happen. This takes time, which is why obviously seeking the investment to grow the product.
Absolutely.
Steve, we have time for one more quick question. It's just about graphene. Have you worked with graphene before within your business?
But we don't do anything with graphene ourselves, right? That's a carbon-based material. We have worked with some companies that do work in graphene, and that the idea there is to help add our material to what they're making to make it even stronger and make it even better. There's nothing that we do that would prevent those two materials working in combination. There are some unique aspects of what we do. Our material is electrically insulative while being thermally conductive. So there are some instances where we would not want to have any carbon at all for some of the things that we do, but it is an opportunity that we see, moving forward.
Steve, a couple minutes here on why folks should consider investing.
It's really exciting, and it's a privilege to be part of a material science company. If you think about just human history, the times have been defined by the materials that we use: the Stone Age, the Iron Age, Bronze Age. And I believe we're in an age where nanotechnology is really going to deliver the promises that it's made. And we are poised to do that. We have a technology that's proven. Our materials technology works. We have the patents, it's protected. We have been developing products. So we not only make this core technology, but we're developing products that we can put directly into our customers' hands. And we're really excited by that. We've had significant growth over the last 3 years. So we've shown that, we have something that people want, and we no longer have to prove the technology. It's time to grow the business. So it's the time to get in. And our team is phenomenal, right? We have not only excellent scientists and engineers, but we have diplomats, we have defense folks. I would invite people to go to our webpage and see the list of advisors that we have behind the scenes. It's an incredible group of people that have confidence in us. And we are helping enable and solve challenges in things like hypersonic travel and space and going to the bottom of the ocean and going to the moon and going back to Mars and in green energy. So we've really just scratched the surface with what we can do. And we've also learned so much from the crowd, right? We not only have had investors through Netcapital, but we've had people to introduce us to customers, and we've had investors become advisors. So the power of the crowd is something that we believe in. We've been funded by friends and family and the crowd exclusively thus far. And we are very proud to be part of that movement. And I think it's a phenomenal way to empower individuals moving forward. We would welcome any questions on their chat boards. We try to answer them pretty quick. And we look forward to engaging with the crowd in the future. So thank you very much for giving us this chance and for being part of Netcapital. So thank you.